go out because that's a problem. I love thinking about the basics, like something so basic, like you were saying, Marlene, because even with movement, I feel like basics are so important and helpful. And everybody, the yoga world too, got like everything became so fancy and we had to do these pretzel poses. And it was like none of that matters. Like getting back to the basics and stretching and resting and focusing on your breath, just good. It's good stuff. Thinking of Don Miguel Ruiz wrote that book called The Four Agreements. I'll see if I was going to look it up, but I'm going to see if I can remember. The Four Agreements. 1 is always do your best. 2, be impeccable with your word. 3, don't take things personally. That's a tough one. And 4, I think, is don't assume, don't make assumptions. Really good things to remember on the regular. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Let your arms rest. Allow your face to relax. Your jaw can unclench. You might release the shoulders. Taking a nice breath in and out. Notice where your mind is. Come right back, watching your breath. Inhale and exhale. And you can stay right where you are, just focusing on your breath. If you would like to do finger breathing, it's taking one breath at each stop. The index touches the thumb, then the middle, then the ring, and then the pinky, back to ring, back to middle, and back to index. So I'll guide you through one, and then if you want, you can take a couple more rounds on your own, but you don't have to do the practice if it's not serving you today. So we bring tip of index finger to thumb, taking a breath in and out. Middle finger to thumb, inhale and exhale. Ring finger to thumb, inhale, exhale. pinky, inhale, exhale. Back to ring finger, in breath, out breath. Middle finger, inhale, exhale. And index finger, inhale, exhale. And I like to release the fingers and just gently wiggle them around. And then if you'd like, you can take another round or two on your own. Index out to pinky, pinky back to index. And when you're finished, wiggle the fingers. And you might like to wiggle the toes. Bring your hands to touch at your heart. We'll send some love out into the world. Maybe if we all would just get back to basics, we could find a little more peace. Maybe. Release your arms. You can keep them in the Shavasana shape, or if it feels nice to go into a T, you can do that. And we're going to turn the head the teeniest amount, little teeny tiny turns, left and right. A small, small amount. And let the head be heavy. Make sure you feel supported with your blanket or your pillow. And you can increase the distance if you'd like, going a little bit more. Rolling the head left and right. And maybe go a little bit more. You can pause whenever you'd like. And you slowly make your way into the full range that you have today, not pushing past that, just kind of nuzzling up to it. Slow and steady. We'll do one more each way. You can come back to center. We'll bring arms down by the sides. And let's do single arm, reaching up and over, and then back down. We're going to do single, single, double. So then the other arm gets a chance. Slowly reaching up and over. And both arms then at the same time. If singles feel better, stay with that. Otherwise, single, single, double. Not rushing at all. Noticing the breath. Maybe inhaling as the arms go up and exhaling back, but you can switch that. And we'll finish up in the next few movements. Find the place where you feel like both arms have had equal opportunity. And we'll pause. Let the arms rest by your sides. You might take a round of finger breathing here or just pay attention to your breath. And when you finish, you can wiggle the fingers again. And we're going to take a thread the needle of any style using your support. If you want, you can, of course, draw the legs into the body. Otherwise, I'm keeping the left leg on the chair and then the right leg is on top in the shape of thread the needle. Arms can be wherever they're comfortable. We'll be here for several breaths, so you can also experiment, maybe drawing the legs in for a few breaths and then letting the legs rest again on the chair. And you might take a big, big full breath in and open your mouth for an exhale. Maybe one more like that. Few more breaths on this side. Switch sides when you're ready. Checking in with the second side, knowing you have time to use the support of the chair or to draw the legs in or both. Take a full breath in and you can open your mouth, exhale. Perhaps one more like that. And a few more breaths on this side. Release the legs. And slide your arms into cactus arms. If that feels too much, you can take arms in a T. You may decide to keep your head in neutral, otherwise, you can roll to one side and pause. Make your way through center and to the other side. Come back to center and hug your right leg in. You can hold the shin or the thigh. Let your left leg stay supported on the chair. Switching sides. Releasing. And we pause for one round of finger breathing, index out to pinky and pinky back to index, or just breathe. When you finish, fingers and toes can wiggle. And as gently, as mindfully as you can, we are going to come off the chair and stretch out into starfish pose. So you can try. Sometimes I want to use the legs. There we go. That's going to work today. I've had the chair sometimes want to tip over. So calm movement as much as possible. And you can slide the legs out and maybe arms up and over into this starfish shape. And just let the body breathe here, especially the front of the hip, in front of the thighs. Breathing in, breathing out. Hug your right leg in again, holding shin. You can leave the left leg long or you can bend it. Either way. Take a few breaths here and then we'll switch our hand placement. And you can hold behind the thigh now so we can explore Little bit of hamstrings, taking the leg up and down, slowly, gently, not forcing the leg straight, just exploring. You can move the foot. If you point, you'll feel something maybe different. Front of the leg, maybe. And if you reach with the heel, whoa, I get right into the calf muscles there. Let's see what's going on today on the back of the leg. And one more time, taking the leg up and back down. Switch sides. Hugging the left leg in. Keep the right leg long or bent. Switch your hands. Take them behind the thigh. Whole new leg, hip, hamstring, calves. See what this side brings. Maybe pointing, maybe flexing through the ankle. Ooh, goodness. Few more times on this leg. Release. You can take the shape of Shavasana, deciding on one round of finger breathing or just observing your breath. When you finish, wiggle fingers and toes. Bend your knees. I'm going to give a choice here. The front of the thigh and hip can be intense to stretch when we take the one leg under the other. So that's one option. Or you might feel happier taking windshield wipers, you'll still stretch the front of the thigh and the front of the hip. So feet can be wide, and you'll take windshield wipers. If you would like, you can take right leg and slide it under the left and try not to go into the back bend. We try to keep the ribs down. And we see what we find on the front of the leg. You can move it around and maybe find just right place. And also, you could add a little support if it's too intense. It can be quite sneaky, this one. Lots of breath. And slowly release. Switch sides. If you're doing windshield wipers and you'd like to pause on one side for a breath or two, you can do that. Again, notice the back, the spine. See if you can stay grounded. It's tempting. The back wants to go into this extension, this back bend shape, to kind of ease up on the leg. When we ground down, we get some honest information about the quads. Ah. Releasing. Hug your knees into your chest. Stay here, or if you'd like to take a happy baby, you could take that, holding feet or legs anywhere. You can also be still or gently rock side to side. Few more breaths here. And let your legs and arms float up to the sky. Grounded through the spine, really connect. Feel the earth supporting you. Let the limbs feel light. We'll circle ankles and wrists. Nice and slow, hearing all the sounds. And switch direction. And you may move the limbs gently, just letting them kind of like a just organic wiggle, but it's in super slow motion. Just letting the limbs move around. Coming back, and we'll allow the legs and arms to go open and back. Any amount, open and back. Knees can be bent, legs can be straight. You can have your feet pointed or not, any way. All the choices are good. We'll do twice more, legs and arms apart and back. And then last one. Release. Take the shape of Shavasana or starfish, your choice. Observing your breath or inviting a round of finger breathing. Releasing, wiggling fingers and toes. Bring yourself to fetal pose. Coming to one side, supporting your head and your neck. Maybe you want to add another cushion. We're going to move the arms and legs very gently, but you can add a cushion between the legs if that's good too. Coming onto your side body. And then we'll use the top arm and the top leg, just lifting and lowering. And you can be a little adventurous here if you'd like, the lift and lower. You could, reach them out or reach forward and back. You have some freedom here, but also just let it feel good. So a lift and a lower is plenty. You may feel some good work in that outer hip area, or you might feel it somewhere else. And we'll release, and pause and breathe. You can close your eyes. Maybe focus on the low back and the upper back, letting your back body breathe. Take your time and come to your second side, rolling over, fetal pose, second side. Comfort, cushions added where you need them, and then we'll take the top arm and leg and lift and lower any way that you want. Taking the leg and arm out, maybe stretching top to bottom, but this just lift and lower is lovely, more than enough. A little bit of play, letting the body have a little freedom. Hopefully helps our mind have a little freedom. And pause, letting the body breathe, especially the back body, low back, upper back, making space. And you can decide before you move, but we will come on to our backs. You could put your legs on the chair again if you'd like, or just stretch out into your Shavasana. Maybe you want to hug the knees in first, give yourself a squeeze, and then you can release, setting up to give yourself a nice, comfortable place to rest. And if that's back into the inversion, if that's great for today, you can do that. Once you get settled, you might like to take a round or two of the finger breathing. And then you'll let yourself completely settle. Enjoying Shavasana. Bring your awareness back to your breath, taking a few deep inhales, maybe gentle sighs for your exhales. Wiggle fingers and toes. You can take your arms up and overhead. You can reach through your legs if you're not on the chair. And when you're ready, make your way onto your side body again, fetal pose, the pose of new beginnings, perfect for the new year. You can start new. Maybe with the intention to get back to basics and enjoy the basics again. And we'll come up to sit and connect your hands at heart center, noticing your heart, making sure that you love yourself as much as you love others. And truly, may we get some love out into the world to help heal. Thank you. Thank you for being here and sharing your practice. Thank you, ladies.